Good morning. Today I'd love to talk with you about the FDD. The FDD is a document put together by the Federal Trade Commission that addresses franchising. The history of it is that in the mid-70s, there was a little bit of shenanigans that went on in California. And what was happening was that the documents people had were different than the documents they signed when it came to executing the agreements. And so the Federal Trade Commission got involved and they created a document that has two parts basically. The first is items 1 through 23, which are consistent across any FDD in franchising. So if it was Mosquito Joe, whether it was Action Coach, whether it was Chipotle, the layout will be the same. The second part of the FDD are all the attachments that go and are referenced in and go with all the items, all the things in items 1 through 23. And so what you'll find is that I'll break it up into two different emails. First, I'll send you the front end, which is items 1 through 23, and then all of the attachments in a separate email. A couple things to keep in mind. The languaging of the FDD is super dry and talks very little about the business. So what I would ask you to do is a couple things. Number one, if you suffer from insomnia or know anyone that suffers from insomnia, this would be a great thing to give them so that they could take care of that problem. Secondly, you're going to need hard seats, bright lights, and lots of caffeine because it's like reading an insurance policy. Number three, what you're going to find is a lot of the language is one-sided, or at least will seem one-sided. The reason for this, most of these FDDs are written by the same law firms in DC, and so they're extremely consistent. There are a lot of thou shouts and thou wilts, and what I would ask you to do is not let the language really become a problem. What we can do is take a look at the languaging and make sure it matches the spirit of the document. And number four, I would also ask you to grab a pad of paper and keep a running list of questions that you have, and please jot those down. And as you look to have an attorney review it, I would definitely encourage you to find a franchise attorney. They'll be very familiar, very comfortable with the languaging and the layout of the FDD. If you go to someone who's a real estate attorney, they're going to learn franchise law on your dime. And instead of spending $350 to $400, you'll spend $3,000 to $4,000. And frankly, they'll come back, the real estate attorney will come back with a list of about 300 questions, of which I'll ask you to pick the top 20 that are important. So again, when it comes to the FDD, it's a big document. I'm happy to send you a printed version, but just take your time and go through it. And realize that it's not going to tell you a lot about the business. What it will do is dot the I's and cross the T's that the Federal Trade Commission designed in the mid-70s. Thanks for your time. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon.